What's going on, Ghosts and Ghouls? It is Montavious back with the Empty Crypt, and today we are joined by a legend in his own right. We are joined by, I feel like, one of the best horror movies of 2024. You call him Apollo, you can call him Leon, but his God-given name is LeJon Woods. How the hell are you?
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. I'm fantastic. Thank you so much, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm good, so I can't complain. But for the people out there who may not know exactly who you are, can you tell us about yourself and what you do?
All right, yeah. I always like to lead with I'm a father of two. I got a 19-year-old son in his second year of college, and I got a soon to be 16-year-old daughter who was in her sophomore year of high school. And being a dad, being a father, man, that's the first and foremost. Outside of acting and anything else, that's that. But as far as the business wise, I'm a film, commercial, and television actor. Been doing so for about 7 to 8 years now. Um, Grateful that it's my only gig and my only job. I've done the 9 to 5 stuff, and I ain't going back. So acting is my life, and I'm just so grateful, man, that I'm able to be involved in projects that people enjoy and think are interesting. That means the world to me. You have no idea.
Nice, man. That's beautiful. And like, so you're very new to the acting world. Well, you said 7 years. I mean, that's still some time, right? So you're still considered, a vet. However, that's just less than a decade, right? So what made you want to become an actor?
You know what? I gotta check myself on that. It's actually probably about 10 to 11 years, but I think I'm at 6 to 7 years full time as far as like that's my only gig.
Gotcha.
But to answer the question, in high school, I did a an after school special for the FBI on sexual harassment, and it was my first like ever experience in front of the camera and everything. And I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed. What got me interested the first and foremost with it was the competition of it, meaning that I had to compete against other people to get the role. I got a sports background as far as baseball and running track and everything and football, and I love competition. I love when somebody thinks that they can get the better of me. And when I was told that I had to audition against other people to get this particular role, I'm like, oh fuck that, yeah, I'm all about that. I'm gonna make sure that somebody is knows that they're not better than me. So that sparked my interest, and then went on to college and playing baseball and everything. And I ended up having my son my junior year. I'm trying to give you the quick and dirty story. I had my son my junior year of college, and so the baseball path kind of just went wayward. And now, hey, I got to get a job. And I started working for the city of Cleveland in the mayor's office. And I'm sitting around one day as the cubicle was literally closing in on me. I'm like, okay, this ain't life, or this at least ain't my life. So I'm like, what is it that I have ever done that I love to do? And I just harken back to that after school special. Like, you know what? I want to get back in front of the camera again. And I started doing short films. I started doing student films with Cleveland State University students. And you know how it is with student films. They're always working because that's their thing. It's what they have to do. And it just snowballed, man, and into more roles and more roles and more opportunities and lead me up to right here where I am today.
Nice, man. That's beautiful. And it's not too many people that have that drive, because I know what you do is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, and it's a full competition. So what's something that you take from your sports background as being a competitor to make it into acting? Like, where do you go when you need to bring that out, that competitiveness?
Oh, absolutely, man. That's a great question too. The number one thing I can think about is preparation, because just like in sports and business and life, it doesn't matter. You got to be prepared and prepare yourself as best as possible. And I think about my high school baseball coach and my college baseball coach as far as just ensuring that not only are you prepared for the plan that you made, you're prepared for your plan not going to plan. And that's the same way that I approach a role. I look at, this is what I always say to myself: you give me a script, and I'm dangerous. You give me a script with time, and I'm unstoppable. And that's the kind of mindset that I take with it because, and trust me, I'm not perfect. I'm not the best. I'm aware of that, but that's the mindset that I have. And as far as just being able to put yourself in a position to give this work, this opportunity, everything you got, because it's two things. It's one, representing yourself, and then it's two, living up to the opportunity that was given to you. You know, somebody said, you know what, I want you for this. I think you can fit for this. Well, now let me go ahead and prove it to you that why you made that the right decision. So again, to answer the question, it's just preparation, man. Preparation is the key, not just for this, but for everything in life.
Nice. Okay. Okay. So, and also, I was reading a little bit of your background. You actually got a degree in psychology and
Mhm.
that great stuff. So, what made you want to choose psychology as as an art or as a profession?
Two things. One, and good job on the homework. One, it was as I was trying to figure out my major while I was in college, I was trying. It came easy, as far as well. I knew why it came. It came easy to me because I love people. I love the why we do in regards to the what that we do, and I love that aspect of it. And so therefore, I knew that psychology was an opportunity to learn more about the reasons of why we do the things that we do, as far as our behavior and our way of thinking and the way we approach various things of life. So that's it became fun, and I really enjoy. I've never used I've never used my degree professionally one day in my life, but you know, outside of like my own kids and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, the that degree just it just sparked an interest in me because I just really have a genuine love and appreciation for people and the human mind.
Nice. Now, do you think what you learned in psychology helps you get into role when you're playing or when you're acting?
Oh hell yeah, absolutely. And you can say that probably for any major. You can always draw from something, but
Mm,
um, in particular with psychology, taking the approach as far as why someone would think this particular way for this particular reason, whatever, and then it helps you as far as the actual character that you're portraying. You know, we'll take Leon, we'll take Apollo, we'll take the mindset. Why did Leon operate in the ways that he did in regards to his situation? Why did Apollo feel the need to go into this situation, knowing that it could have, having no idea, and even still with the awkwardness of those circumstances with Mr. Weems, it definitely helps as far as character development and character understanding, you know.
nice. Okay. And then since you did bring up your characters that you recently played, now I know that you also did, write or co-write the Hangman. So
Mm.
where the hell did this inspiration come from for the Hangman?
I got to give the first and foremost credit to Bruce Wimple, the director of it, the other co-writer. Um, his answer is, when he was growing up and in his household, they would play the game Hangman, and then as he got older, he realized how kind of messed up and odd this game is that we're playing as a game. Like, no, this is really jacked up. So he wanted to take that concept and then put it into, of course, film form.
Mm,
And then when we collaborated on it, he already had a pretty good idea of the story itself. What I added to it, in addition to the story, was how can we make this scarier than what it already is? And what I like to call it was reality scary, meaning that, wow, I have no idea, one, where I really am, and two, more importantly, where is my son amongst all this? So being the black man and what people always say, black people don't camp and everything. That's not true. We actually camp quite often. It's a big ass misconception of the black community. Black
yeah.
folks camp. We kick it in the woods. We do. We just don't do probably everything that Leon did, but we do it. So so taking that world and that scenario, being as vulnerable as he was, and having no one to know who to trust and who to help and everything, that's reality scary.
Mhm.
And you can always take a sinister character or a monster or something like that and implement that into a situation and everything. And, oh, okay, it's scary. But here's some real life shit that can actually happen. And that's the most scary to me. And that's where the inspiration and everything came from.
Nice. Yeah. And it was refreshing to see a man of color uh, like myself be in a lead role, a power role, and be so inviting to fatherhood, right? Because I think there's a lot of misconception what out there about black men and wanting to be
Oh,
fathers. So you played for me. I really gravitated to the Hangman so much because it's like I'm a father as well, and
awesome.
when you see another black man go to the ends of the earth, like literally, literally, uh, going to the pits of hell
Mhm.
to find your son, was so remarkable to me and so refreshing. So, what piece of Leon is in you?
Oh man, the dad, the dad, man. The bottom line, first and foremost, the dad, the one that's willing to do it all, willing to sacrifice himself, willing to just do whatever it takes to create a healthy relationship, father and son wise, but also do whatever it takes to create a healthy young black man, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, socially, all those kind of things. That part of Leon, that was easy. That made the work easy. I can't even call it work. It was just taking something I take so much pride in and putting it on film.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so how do you explain the dynamic between Leon and Jesse? Like that father and son. I know there was, for people who haven't seen it, which I do recommend seeing it right now, as I believe it's still on Shutter.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you explain that dynamic? Because you did lose your wife, your theatrical wife, and
Mm-hmm.
did lose his mom. So, and you were blamed. So how do you feel like that dynamic played out? Like, what was the emotions there?
Yeah. It was, man. Well, first of all, I got to give Marcellus a lot of credit for the role that he played as far as Jesse, and being able to really dive into that son, given those circumstances of losing his mom, my wife, and having to deal with it as far as not looking it in the face and not saying, "Hey, listen, this is something we got to talk about." And I love that Leon was so, we'll call it north, as far as, hey, don't worry about that. That happened in the past. We'll just move on with life. And we'll call Marcellus so much south. As in, like, no, everything that you say that we got to do and be, as far as facing our fears and conquering our fears and looking life in the face, you're not doing that. And I love that he took so much. He really gravitated towards that, and it was everything that I was hoping that character would do to create that tension, to create that, you know that disconnection, as far as their relationship was concerned, because
Mm.
it's like they had everything but that. It was, I like to call it 95%, 95 5%. 95% of their relationship was great, but the 5%, this is where math is wrong, the 5% was greater than the 95%, and that 5% was just not talking about something that was buried so deep. And I think it really brought out the best in their relationship on film, as far as what was needed.
Okay. And so, with that being said, I don't want to give too much away for people who haven't seen it yet. I don't want to ruin too much. But the Hangman was a very well done character, in my opinion. Very horrendous looking, very slender. Everything you find disgusting and creepy about a character, I feel like the Hangman had. So, where did the idea or the concept come from? The look of the Hangman.
Oh, once again, all Bruce Wimple. He is a master as far as developing and creating and coming up with characters and things like that. Bruce Wimple and Jesse Haddock. She's the I call her the gore master. Uh, the work that she did on the Hangman, as far as his look, as far as the burns and everything else, and the charred hair and skin,
Mhm.
man, they're absolute masters at that. The origin of where it came from, that will be going well deep into their brains, and that's a place I don't want to go, because they got
For
they
sure.
they are some straight up horror, gory minded individuals, and I step into it, but I don't step that deep into it. But yeah, so
Sure.
that's
Respect.
where the credit has
Respect.
to go.
So will there be hope in the future to maybe see a second film?
You know what? It's been tossed around. I think we're at that point now. We're waiting to see how the audience gravitates towards it, how they receive it. Every film will find its audience. You can make a film, you can make a horror film that people say that's not really horror. And I've actually heard that about The Hangman. It's not a horror film. It's a mystery thriller with a sinister character. That's fair. So we're kind of at that point where we're just waiting around to see how it's received. If there's going to be any more buzz about it, but is there space to definitely do it? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I can see. I can see Leon being an older gray man, and some younger kids go in the same area, and they come across the Hangman, and Leon's like, "That's not how you kill him. Here's how you kill him." Some shit like that. But they're just farting around. But yeah, it's definitely been talked about, and hey, we'll see.
For sure, man. I love it. So jumping into again one of my favorite movies of 2024, Diesel. Oh
Mhm.
man, going into it, I did not think it was going to be what it was. That was I'm trying to think, trying to word myself here. I have never been so uncomfortable,
Ah,
but in
nice.
a great way though. In a great
Yeah,
way. Like it's not too many films that get under my skin, but
yeah.
Beazle was definitely it. And my heart again goes out to you and your character as Apollo. Walking all that way just to end up on in someone's stomach is crazy. So can you tell us how did you get the role for Apollo and Beazle?
I did some work with an amazing actress named I'm sorry, her name is Anna Shields. I did a few films with her prior. Number one was Dawn of the Beast, and some good friends of hers, which happened to be Victoria Fratz and Aaron Fracken, who the writers and directors and the star of Beazle, reached out to her and said, "Hey, do you think that LeJon would be interested in this role?" And then Anna said, "Sure, reach out to him," and they did offer me the role, and that was that.
Wow, nice.
Mhm.
Now, what is it with your character Apollo that you can identify with?
Um, the go getterness, the hustle.
Mhm.
Hey, listen, he was about paying the rent and getting it done and finding and doing whatever it takes to make it happen. And wasn't that he wasn't necessarily too interested in Mr. Weem's story and everything, but he was interested in getting some money. So the hustle part, the go getter within Apollo, I can definitely identify with that.
Nice, man. And I wanted you to get out of there so bad, man. And I'm like, it's hard to sit back and put yourself in someone's shoes because he's like, man, if I was there, I would have done this. It
Yeah,
makes you
yeah.
think, and I wanted you to get away, but unfortunately, you didn't.
Didn't.
So, how was it working on set though? Like seeing that creature, I'd have been creeped out. Like seeing this witch.
Yeah, no, it was like any film, you got to do your best, and I give um Samuel L. Jackson for this because it was a part of his master class teaching. He was saying, go to that world, get into that world. He said when he accepted the Marvel roles and everything, okay, in this world, superheroes exist. Boom, and it helps you one as a viewer more enjoy the film, and two, as one working on the film, or embrace the film. So as I went into that world, yeah, it was really some scary shit and some horrifying stuff to know that damn, this is Apollo's life. This is life right here. And what I thought was a hustle opportunity, it turns out to be possibly my last days or my last hours. And like I said, being in that house, what's so funny is that the whole location that we shot at, that house is the childhood home of Aaron Fracken. Yeah, that's his actual childhood home. Yeah. So
Wow.
that basement was some real deal creepy shit. I mean, like, bro, you grew up in this basement, and yeah, but it was the real deal, man. And they did an amazing job with the character with the witch Beazle. I mean, boy, the effects and the practical stuff and everything is just incredible. So yeah, to step into that, it was like I said, mentally putting yourself there and embracing it for what it is. Not fun, not fun, but not fun.
For sure. Now, how's the? I know some of the response from the Hangman and from Beazle has been pretty good. So, what's some of the stuff that you've been seeing as far as fan response and audience response?
Oh yeah, more of kind of what you said as far as Hangman is concerned. I've been getting a lot of something I'm really proud about because I really wanted the black community to embrace the Hangman for exactly what they saw, for seeing a black father and a black son exist. To just to be in a situation, whether it's not, that the father is the non-existent entity in this family. This is I really, really, really was hoping, and I'm glad so far that the black community has stepped up and said, "Wow, thank you for that. I appreciate that. This is real. I mean, this is who we are instead of how we are portrayed sometimes. It's just the reality." Um, So I've been grateful for that part as far as the Hangman's concerned. I've just also been grateful for uh, a different kind of twist on horror, because I've also been hearing that the Hangman is horror with a heart, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. A horror film that has heart to it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not the first time it's ever been done, and it can still qualify as a horror film. And I love that. As far as Beasel's concerned, man, just the creepiness of it all, and one thing I've been hearing a lot is getting back to the origins of horror, and I love that. I think Victoria Fratch and Aaron Fracken did an amazing job as far as their writing is concerned, as far as sticking with the core of the horror genre, and just and having this story added to it and everything. It was great. So yeah, I keep hearing that Beazle is one of the creepiest ones of this year, and I hope it maintains to be that way.
Man, guaranteed.
Yeah,
That made me, especially the
yeah.
one scene where uh I forgot the actual character's name, but she climbs underneath the dinner table.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and like
yeah. No,
yeah. I
yeah.
won't say too much, but yeah, go guys. If you have not seen it, go check it out. It's crazy. No,
I
but
dig it,
getting back
man.
to like the Black community in horror, that's really big for me too. I'm actually
Yeah.
an aspiring filmmaker myself. I actually have a project coming out soon, but that's one thing I wanted to get into was how we're not heavily involved in the
Sure.
horror community. Well, it's not very big for us, right? So having a man like yourself, a Black man as yourself, be more involved in with the voice, man, that is amazing. So kudos to you
Thank you.
for paving the way for people like myself and just aspiring people.
Absolutely. And
But
likewise, thank
anything,
you.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then likewise, and thank you. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So anything you got coming down the pipeline that the fans can get excited for?
Two things. I'm not sure the exact release of one. One of them's called Capture. It involves some found footage of a woman who inherited a house uh from past family members, and I have a role in that one. And one that's actually going to debut next week at a film festival, horror film festival. It's called Replicator, and I play a my God, what was my role? A medical examiner in that film. That one's coming out. That should be, yeah, like I said, it debuts next week, and I don't know yet exactly where it'll be available, but I'll be sure to share it with you. That way you can share it with your fans and whatnot. And yeah, I'm excited about both of them. Really excited.
For sure, man. Yeah, we can definitely get excited about that. Again, I love to see it. So, kind of just wrapping things up here. Where
Mhm.
can people get in touch with you to kind of just keep up to date with what you got going on in your projects?
Absolutely. I'm at LeJonism. It's my first name, LeJon, then ISM. So LeJonism. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's the same. I'm not a big time social guy, but hey, listen, you reach out to me, I will reach back. I'm not too ego that I don't have to disregard people and things like that. I love talking to people. I love meeting new people. So yeah, so at Lejonism on Instagram and at Lejonism on Facebook. And hey, listen, I'm just so grateful that people are watching movies. You know what I mean? Just that
Yeah,
part in general. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it and having a blast, man, because there's nothing else. Like I said, I've done many things and I'm not going back. There's nothing else I ever want to do.
nice. That's beautiful. Cool, man. Again, I appreciate your time. Seriously, it means the world to me, and I'm definitely looking forward to what you got to offer or what you bring to the table for the horror community and just film in general. So kudos to you and your journey, sir. I hope nothing but the best. Anything you want to say out there to your fans or to horror fans in general?
Thank you. The number one thing is thank you, because what I've learned in this process is there is no more loyal genre of fans than the horror fan. You can take five random people and make a comedy, a mystery, an action film, whatever, and not many people will watch it. But you take five random people and make a horror film, everybody will take the time to check it out. So thank you. This community is so just involved, and for small time actors like myself, man, that's huge. I truly appreciate that. So thank y'all. Continue watching, continue supporting, support your friends. If it's not just watching, if it's sharing their content, whatever, support them, and just have fun and enjoy it, man, and just embrace this spooky season for what it is,
Oh
and
yeah.
hey, and just keep on doing whatever it is that you do in your personal lives. Enjoy it, embrace it, have fun with it.
Awesome. Well said. Well said. Well, Mr. Woods, thank you so much again for your time here on the Empty Crypt. Can't wait to see what else you got in store for us. So stay blessed, and we'll see you later.
Likewise, Montague. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you. Mhm.
Includes